Ever found yourself gasping for breath, battling through each spin of the pedals and thinking, I am never doing this again? Well, that was me in the Alps, a wake-up call. Today, I'm sharing simple strategies that help me boost my cycling power by 25%. Now, not bad considering I was nearing my 50s when maybe I was expecting power to decline. If you've ever felt like you're spinning your wheels without making progress, stick around. Maybe you'll take something from this video to help out. Well, after that grueling outstrip, I realised I needed to change my approach. It wasn't just about riding more, it was about riding better. I had to rethink how I trained and what I was actually trying to achieve. This change, in perspective, led to some practical adjustments that made a real difference in my cycling. First up is structured training. Look, no big secret here. It's essential. Without a plan, you're just kind of, going nowhere in particular. I started to focus on endurance because of my goal to ride in the Mallorca 312 event. I wanted to make sure I could finish without feeling like I might run out of gas at any point. After tackling the 312, I switched gears to short, powerful efforts. I had my size set on a local segment record. I wanted it done in just over 2 minutes, and spoiler alert, I did it. Boom. Finally, I switched training focus again, this time on building power and pushing the watts up. Throughout the training, I learned pretty quickly that consistency was key. If I didn't schedule my workouts, they were likely to disappear into thin air, so I started blocking out time in my calendar, whether it was early mornings or squeezing in rides during lunch breaks. Some weeks I nailed it, a few weeks were a write-off. But whenever I stumbled, I just hit the reset and tried again the next week. Without consistency, even the best plan is just a piece of paper. So figure out what you want to train for and then find a training plan to get you to your target. But even nailing the cycling won't boost your power to the max, which is where this fits in, strength training. You can't expect to increase your power on the bike without hitting the weights too. And if it's available to you, lift heavy with good technique. At the start, I had my fair share of injuries. After seeing what seemed like every physiotherapist under the sun, with little luck, I finally found a chiropractor who took a look at what was really going on. Turns out, I was wonky. My hips were out of whack, my spine wasn't exactly straight either. With some adjustments, downright weird traction, and targeted exercises, I finally got straightened out, mostly. And that gave me a solid foundation. It wasn't just about lifting heavy, it was about staying healthy enough to train consistently. Lastly, I decided to hit the books again, remotely anyway. I signed up for some courses teaching cycling fitness and performance. Now, I didn't become an expert, but learning about the science behind training helped me figure out what really works. And, as Maureen said, you get an ology, you're a scientist. Well, I did get a Level 2 certificate. Now, these insights help me better understand my training and nutrition. You may not need to go back to school, but find a trusted source of information to follow. Someone like Simon from Velo Performance. Knowledge is quite literally power. With these solid strategies, structured training, strength training, addressing underlying structural issues, and continuous learning, I saw real progress. When I started training, my FTP was at 240 watts. Before I headed off for Mallorca, I did another test which came in at 260 watts. And by the end of my power training, I was pushing 300 watts, all within 12 months. And really, I could have gotten there faster, I reckon, if I just focused on power from the start. But take your passion and make it happen. Now, there's always room for improvement. 3 more things that I'm going to work on next are: 1, riding volume. Recently, I just haven't done enough big rides and need to be riding longer more often. 2, flexibility. Some days it's a stretch just to put my socks on. Along with the strength training that will help with flexibility, I'm also going to add yoga to my calendar. And number 3, nutrition. Now, it's not perfect, let's be honest. Who doesn't enjoy a treat? But I'm working on cutting back on those evening chocolate binges. And then, just when everything seemed to be going well, life threw me a curveball. I found a lump.